The Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells us in a hadith, he says, when a person dies, إذا مات الإنسان انقطع عنه عمله إلا من ثلاث. Basically, all his deeds that he can do come to an end because the person has died now. Then he mentions three things that a person can do in this lifetime. And if he dies, as long as they carry on, his good deeds carry on. The first he mentions is Sadaqah Jariyah. Sadaqah Jariyah is a charity that carries on. So I give you an example. If you see somebody on the street and you give him $10 just to spend, here you've just given him a normal charity, a sadaqah, he could go and buy something with it, and then it will be finished. However, a continuous charity, you build something, you do something, let's say you've made a masjid, you've made some sort of endowment that carries on giving. So as long as it carries on giving, inshallah, you'll be rewarded. So that's the first thing he mentions. He says sadaqah jariyah. A person may say that, oh, I don't have wealth. For me to give a continuous charity, I have to have wealth. No, sometimes there's things that you can give in charity, and as long as somebody continues using them to use these things, inshallah, you'll be rewarded. So for example, if you had a family who was poor or they didn't have much, and you had to give them let's say kitchen pots or pans or glasses, as long as they are using these things, inshallah, you are rewarded all the time. So that's sadaqah jariyah. The second thing he mentions, ilm yuntafa'u bihi, knowledge that people benefit from. And the best knowledge that a person can leave is Islamic knowledge. So with us learning these few words, if you find somebody you're able to teach, whether it's these words or anything else, anything of benefit, if they had to carry on practicing what you've taught them, you will be rewarded, inshallah. And if they had to teach somebody else, all of you will be rewarded. So for example, let's say that Brother Dawood taught us something good today. Let's say he told us that from the Sunnah is to recite Suratul Kafirun and Suratul Ikhlas in Salah. So every time, let's say Brother Khaybar learns this from him in Salatul Fajr, the Sunnah of Salatul Fajr, Brother Khaybar starts reciting it, he will be rewarded and Brother Dawood will be rewarded. If Khaybar had to teach Suhail, all three will be rewarded, and so on and so forth. And so whatever little you may know, any benefit, try and share it, because that's the knowledge that carries on. A good word, teaching somebody good values, etc. Inshallah. So that's the second thing he mentions. The third thing he mentions is he leaves a pious child that makes dua for him. وَوَلَدٍ صَالِحٍ يَدْعُو لَهُ. That could be his immediate children. It could be from anywhere from his lineage. And lineage is mentioned in this hadith. But also, if sometimes what happens, there's some scholars who didn't have children, and they were asked about this hadith, and they said that we have children who are our students of knowledge, so not our real children, and they've carried on with our knowledge, hence they go back to the second category. So these are three important things we should always bear in mind, that when you die, your deeds will come to an end. Your job in life, as you're living, yes, live and whatever you need to do, partake in this worldly life, whatever is necessary, no problem. But always remember these three things. If you can't have a continuous charity and you don't have children, the least you can do, and the door is open for everybody, is to learn a little bit of beneficial knowledge and share it. So inshallah, those who learn from you and practice upon it, your deeds carry on after death, inshallah.